Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, we're going to make some real-life quick and easy meals that took hardly any time to put together but still turned out being really nice meals. If you're somebody that doesn't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, these meals are honestly perfect for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and get some good ideas out of it, but let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you how I made them. First up today, we're making some saucy brats. This is something that my grandpa made growing up and I still make it today. To begin, I'm just going to slice up one red bell pepper along with one yellow onion and one green bell pepper. Now moving over here to my little crock pot, I'm going to add one package of brats in here. I am using some beer brats, but you could use spicy or traditional, it's up to you. I'm going to add my peppers and onion over top of the brats. And then with that, I'm also going to add one small jar of pizza sauce. Next, I'm going to add a couple seasonings here. So first, I'm adding a half teaspoon of garlic salt, a fourth teaspoon of pepper, and a half teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now you'll just want to get this mixed up. You don't really have to mix in the brats right now, you just kind of want to mix in the sauce and the peppers. Then you'll just add a lid to this and let this cook on a low heat for about 4 to 5 hours until everything is nice and tender. Here's what my plate looked like in the end. So I like to just add mine into a brioche hot dog bun and then add some shredded mozzarella cheese over top. To go along with this, I just made some Rice-a-Roni cheesy rice. But you could also serve this over some white rice or egg noodles, but we prefer to have it on the hot dog buns. Next up, these are actually called Meatball Subs on a stick, but I left the sticks out this time. To begin for this one, you will need to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Next, you're going to need 1 can of pizza dough, so you can go ahead and open that up and you'll want to stretch it out just a little bit, but make sure to kind of even it out. Taking a pizza cutter, I'm going to go ahead and divide this into 6 equal pieces. Inside of each one of these, you're going to add a pinch of mozzarella cheese, or you can use mozzarella slices, it's up to you. Then you'll add in 3 to 4 meatballs. Mine are homemade, but if you want to make this very easy, you can use some frozen meatballs that you let thaw out and add the thawed meatballs in there. After adding the meatballs, you'll pinch together the dough on all sides, and if there's any holes that kind of open up, you'll just want to make sure you pinch those back together. And then this is what it should look like at this point. Then you'll just go ahead and repeat that for the remaining 5 pieces of dough. Now technically these are called meatball subs on a stick, so if you do want to use the sticks, you can go ahead and add a skewer into each one of these. Just make sure to add it into all 3 or 4 of the meatballs inside, and don't stick it all the way through the top. You can bake them just like this, but today I'm not going to be using the skewers. Once they're all added onto my baking sheet, I'm going to go ahead and bake these for about 12 to 15 minutes until the dough is browned and cooked all the way through. Here's what they look like on my plate. These are extremely easy to make, and you'll just want to have a little bit of sauce to go along with them to dip them in. I always add a little Parmesan into my sauce just for some extra flavor. If you are eating these with the sticks on them, they will kind of resemble corn dogs, but I think that makes them a little bit more fun. Next up, we're gonna make some pantry breakfast burritos. I say pantry because I was not intending on making these this week. To begin with this one, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Now over here onto this baking sheet, I went ahead and added some aluminum foil along with some avocado oil on there. Next, I'm adding half a bag of this potato O'Brien with the onion and peppers in it. This will save you from doing any chopping, it makes it a lot easier. I'm going to spread those around on there in the oil, and then now we're going to add some seasonings. I want to make sure to season these really well, so I'm adding a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of paprika, a fourth teaspoon of pepper, and a half teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to get those all mixed together really well, trying to make sure all the potatoes are covered with seasoning. And then these are going in my oven to bake for about 15 minutes. For the meat in these, we're going to use these turkey sausage patties. We had originally bought these to make omelets and sausage over the weekend, but that just didn't happen. So since these are in patties, I'm going to go ahead and just chop these up. Now moving over here to my skillet, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter in there. Let that melt down and get nice and hot, and then add in your sausage. This sausage is actually already cooked, but I'm going to kind of brown it up a little bit and get the edges crispy. Once I'm seeing some color on my sausage, I'm going to go ahead and add in some eggs. I went ahead and added 8 eggs, 1 for each burrito. And then into this mixture, I'm also going to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I did not measure this, but I would say probably about a 1/4 teaspoon each. Here are the potatoes coming out of the oven. I'm going to go ahead and mix these around a little bit. At this point, they are all nice and soft. You could eat them just like this, but I'm actually going to put these back in the oven for about another 10 minutes or so to make sure the potatoes get some good texture to them. Once everything is done, I'm going to begin filling the burritos. First of all, you're going to want to add some cheese in there. On this day, I was just using some Colby Jack cheese. Next, I added a scoop of the sausage and eggs, a scoop of the potatoes and peppers, and then on top I am adding a little bit more cheese. Now I'm just going to go ahead and roll these up nice and tight. And you will fill the burritos until you run out of tortillas or until you run out of filling. To make this a little easier and faster, I did pull out my griddle. I sprayed it down with some avocado spray and then added all of my burritos on there. You'll just let these sit on here for about a minute or two until they get some nice color to each side. To go along with these, I did go ahead and just add some turkey bacon on here. I got a really good deal on turkey bacon, so I have quite a bit of it in my freezer. The turkey bacon won't take long at all, so this should end up being done about the same time. Here's what my plate looked like in the end. These burritos honestly turned out being so good for not being planned and just using what I had on hand. On the side there, you can see the turkey bacon that I cooked up, and I also went ahead and made a little fruit salad. This fruit salad only had strawberries and kiwis in it, but we're still going to call it a fruit salad. Altogether, this ended up being a really nice meal. If you did make it all the way to the end of today's video, don't forget to leave me a flower down in the comments below to let me know that you did. and I will see you guys back here on Wednesday for a new video. Bye!